We're going to have a look at calculating the perimeter and the area of a circle. Before we do that, we just have to make sure that we know all the aspects of a circle. So let's have a look. Let me just get the laser pointer. Here we've got a circle. The red portion, or the red line on the outside, is the circumference or the perimeter all the way around. The blue line is the diameter. It's from one point on the circumference to the other point, but it has to dissect the center point, which is the one right in the middle. The radius, this red line over here, is from the center point to the circumference, and you'll also notice that the radius is half of the diameter, or the diameter is twice the radius. The piece of pie over here is called a sector, and the orange line there is the arc. We usually use the letter C to represent the circumference. Circumference is the perimeter all the way around. The small letter R to represent the radius, which is the red line there, and D to represent the diameter, which is from one point of the circumference to the other, but it dissects the center point. The ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter is the same for all circles. So it doesn't matter how big or small the circle is, this ratio always stays the same, and it comes in very handy. We use this symbol, pi or p, to represent that ratio. We have to approximate that ratio because in actual fact it's a very small fraction. We use 22 over 7 or 3,142 to approximate pi. This is just for practicality's sake, and for all our calculations this will be sufficient. Let's have a look at how to calculate the perimeter of a circle. Firstly, remember that the diameter, d, is 2 times the radius. Remember, r is the radius. We can calculate the circumference or the perimeter of a circle using either one of these two formulas. They say the same thing. C is the circumference, equals 2 times pi times r. But remember that 2 times r is the same as d, so we can also say the circumference equals pi times d, or diameter. It doesn't matter which one we use, just as long as we use the right values for r and d. Let's have a look at an example. We have to work out a circle that's got a diameter d of 17,25 meters. We have to calculate its circumference and then round the answer to one decimal place. So let's start off by writing the formula we're going to use. Remember, C is the circumference. That symbol is the letter pi, is for pi, and D is for the diameter. We're using this one as opposed to the other one because we've got the diameter, so that'll just be so much easier. Now we just swap out the numbers. Remember, we said pi is 3,142, and we know that the diameter is 17,25 meters. So we swap them out and do a calculation or do a multiplication, and C will equal 54,1995 meters. Please remember to put in the meters in your answer, it's very important. If we have to round it off to one decimal place, remember we have a look at the second decimal place, which is a 9. The 9 will change the 1 to the next number, the 2. So our final answer will be 54,2 meters. They specifically asked us to round off to one decimal place, so please remember to do that. The next example, the circle has a radius of 4 centimeters. Calculate its circumference. We're going to use the other formula for this one because we've got the radius, so it'll just make our life a little bit easier. We're going to use C equals 2 pi r. Let's just swap all the symbols out for the numbers. The 2 stays at 2 obviously, and the pi 3,142, and the radius we know is 4 centimeters, so the 4 centimeters come in there. If we times everything together, multiplied 2 by 3,142, and then multiplied by 4, we get 25,136 centimeters. Again, please remember the centimeters. It's very important. Now for the area, we've got a new formula for the area. We can calculate the area of a circle using the formula A equals pi r squared. So A stands for the area. We know what pi is for. We know the r is for radius. And the square means that we have to times the radius by itself in this formula. Let's have a look at an example. Calculate the area of a circle with a diameter of 19,4 centimeters. Watch out. This can be a little bit tricky because you've been given the diameter, not the radius. But we do know that twice the radius will give us the diameter, so we can use that when we work out what the area of the circle is going to be. Firstly, let's write down our formula. Please always write down the formula. It just helps whoever's marking your paper. And then we just swap out again the numbers. Remember that twice the radius is the diameter. So our number's too big. We're going to have to do something. We're going to swap out the pi for 3,142. We have to times it by the radius squared. Now to get the radius, we'll have to divide the diameter by 2. Remember, twice the radius is the diameter. So that's why we have to divide the diameter by 2. And our answer we're going to have to square times by itself. There we've still got 3,142 times. And here we just did the division. So 19,4 divided by 2 is 9,7. And we've still got the square because we still need to times it by itself. In the next step, we've times 9,7 or multiplied 9,7 by itself. Our answer was 94,09. So now we can finally multiply it by pi. Our area is 295,631 square centimeters. Again, that is very important. Remember, they gave us the diameter in centimeters, so we have to use square centimeters in the end. One more example. Let's calculate the area of a circle with a radius of 4 centimeters. Now we got the radius, so this is going to be very easy. A equals pi r squared, and then we swap out the numbers. For pi, 3,142. For r, 4 squared. And then we'll do our square number first. We'll say 4 times 4 is 16. A equals 3,142 times 16, and then we can multiply 16 by pi. Our final answer is the area A equals 50,272 square centimeters. Again, that's very important. They gave us the radius in centimeters, so we have to give it to them in the same unit, square centimeters.